Hey guys, so welcome back to another video. It's just me right now. I know, how boring. um, Tristan is out with one of his friends, Ticey. He went over to her house. He's just gonna hang out with her son and her for a while. He's known her son from like since he was like 8 or 10 or whatever, so they're just gonna go up for his graduation, go hang out, go celebrate type thing. Yay! I mean, in my opinion, sorry, I'm hiccuping so much. I've had a lot to drink so far. Anyway, in my opinion, I had the last normal grad year, like at all. Oh, excuse me. I graduated in 2018, which, as all of you know, in 2019, on December 23rd, is the actual day that coronavirus broke out in, what was it, like Hantu, China, I think is what it was. Yeah, it was literally confirmed as a lab leak by the US a few years later. But yeah, in 2017 or 2019, Jesus Christ, sorry, 12/23/19. I remember the date because it was 23/19 um, for Monsters Inc. Anyway, yeah, whatever. And I bought a sweater. There was a website that I had visited at the time. It was like all proceeds go to like finding a cure for COVID. It was one of those things. And they had all kinds of merch available, like buy these socks or buy this hoodie or like buy this bandana. And essentially it was like their hoodie was like a hoodie that said coronavirus world tour, and then it would show on the back like all the different cities of the world that it hit and when and how many victims it claimed when it landed. And I bought it. I was like, you know what, I'm gonna buy it. Sure, it's $90. It's 90 fucking dollars. But I'm gonna buy the goddamn thing because you know what? I support people who are dying and whom still in lockdown and dealing with this bullshit of government overreach and yada 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 and all of this crap. So I bought the hoodie, and I remember every time I wore it around Calgary, where I used to live, people would be like, "Oh my god, where did you get that? That's so fucking cool! I love your hoodie, man." I'm like, "Oh, I just got it off of a fundraising website. Here's the link, whatever." They're like, "Oh, that's so fucking sick. I need to get my own." I'm like, "Yeah." All proceeds go to finding a cure, whatever. And I don't have it anymore, sadly, but I wore it every time in public that I could, and every single time I did, I got compliments on it, and it was amazing, because it was like this completely random piece of merchandise that I had that I didn't even think people, I knew people would recognize it because it's COVID, like hello, but I didn't think anyone would care. Which brings me to my next point of things I didn't think people would care about. So for a while, for a lot of years now, because Hunger Games isn't exactly a new and up and coming franchise. My sister gave me a Mockingjay pin, and if I could find it right now for the life of me, I would show you guys, but I can't. So years and years and years ago, my sister gave me this Mockingjay pin from the Hunger Games, obviously, and I've sort of just had it ever since then. I've almost worn it to like a nauseating point. I've worn it so frequently that it would make me ill, and I repeat myself over and over again. So it's hilarious to me that like this Mockingjay pin that I periodically wear, it gets so much more clout than anything else. And it's like so many more people recognize that, I'm wearing something from the Hunger Games than anything else in the world. And the fact that the Hunger Games has imprinted itself so deeply upon like the human psyche is like it's astonishing to me, because before I ever met Tristan, my fiance, I had never even watched Alien, any of the Alien movies. I'm not even referring to the first Alien film. I mean any of the Alien films. Not Prometheus, not Covenant, not Alien, not Romulus, not Alien Earth, not any of it. I, I was an Alien virgin. And on top of that, when it came to even more iconic franchises like It, or The Grudge, or The Exorcist, I've never even watched the original Exorcist movie. I've never watched the original Grudge. I've never watched even the original Friday the 13th. You know, I'm kind of a cultural swine when it comes to horror movies. Like I don't know anything about any of the original movies, really. Like I haven't even watched the Rob Zombie Halloween. Um I've watched Jeepers Creepers, so I guess there's that at least. But yeah, like I haven't watched the original Cujo, the original Pet Cemetery. I've watched Misery, so there's that. There's some Stephen King classics in there, but yeah, there's so much that's been left out because I haven't been around. You know, I was born in 2000. Um, I'm only a wee 25-year-old, but yeah, it's like I know some of the originals, like The Shining, is excellent. For example, why? How could I not like The Shining? Terrifier. That's not really a classic, I guess. I mean, I guess depending on who you ask, Terrifier would be an absolute classic. Last House on the Left. You know, that one's pretty good. Um, it's been a while. I think that we should make more horror movies based on games. Like if we had a core like the Quarry horror movie, I would watch the shit out of that. For example, like the Quarry horror movie, that'd be great. I know that they're adapting Until Dawn, or they might have already done it. I don't know. I'm kind of behind on when it comes to the whole pop culture stuff. Lollipop Chainsaw, I know that they just redid that. It's called like Lollipop Chainsaw 2 Repopped or something. That looks like a lot of fun. Bayonetta 2. Bayonetta is still going. I think Nintendo just announced not that long ago that they're going to release a Bayonetta 4. So that makes me tremendously excited. I really have no words for that. And then on top of that, I know that Disney and Square Enix were talking about releasing a Kingdom Hearts 4. I think that they were saying that they were going to do that sometime this year. I really hope so, like fingers crossed, because Kingdom Hearts has been one of my like in the heart franchises since like Uncharted. And I haven't had a PlayStation in a long time, so that's a pretty big compliment. And I don't know. Yeah, I kind of hope that we keep getting a lot of good new games and new ports or whatever coming out. We need a lot of these new sequels because a lot of these games that we have now were just kind of ass.